On Thursday, John David Duggar and his wife Abbie Burnett, who are both from the show Counting On, revealed that they had welcomed their first child, a baby girl. On Tuesday, in the midst of all the Duggar family strife, their baby was born. They named her Grace Annette, but they call her Gracie for short. The pair from TLC were married in 2018, and they announced that Abbie was pregnant in November 2019. On Thursday, John, who is 29 years old, and his wife, who is 27 years old, announced the birth of their baby by posting pictures on Instagram of them holding Grace, along with a picture of the infant by herself. They included a lovely statement that said, "Welcome to our world, Grace Annette, Gracie," along with the images. Gracie was born on Tuesday morning. She weighed 7 pounds and 15 ounces and was 20 3/4 inches long. "We are absolutely in love with our new bundle of joy and are enjoying every single one of her little newborn snuggles," they stated on the Duggar family website. "The arrival of our baby girl has changed our lives forever. She is a lovely present from God. We are extremely fortunate that the Lord has given her to us. We're really parents now, and it's still hard to believe. But we're looking forward to this new adventure that we will experience together." This joyful news comes just a little while after Jill Duggar, who is 28 years old, did not attend Abbie's baby shower. Jana, 29, and Jessa, 27, were there to help her open her presents, and other siblings were seen in pictures enjoying themselves at the event. However, Jill was not present. She did not attend the baby shower because her husband, Derek Dillard, continues to speak out against Jim Bob, the patriarch of the Duggar family. In December, he posted on Instagram that Jim Bob was the one who negotiated all of the contracts for the show, rather than letting his children handle it. He further said that he and Jill are not allowed to be at the Duggar family home, which is where the shower took place, when Jim Bob isn't there. John David Duggar and Abbie Grace Burnett, stars of TLC's reality series Counting On, have made headlines not just for their journey into parenthood but also for the backdrop of family drama that has followed them. Their lives have always been under the scrutiny of both fans and critics alike, and their recent life milestone, the birth of their first child, a daughter, has come amid complicated family dynamics. John David and Abbie's relationship has been publicly documented from their courtship to their marriage, and now, with the arrival of their baby girl, their story is far from over. The Duggar family, known for its conservative values and large number of children, has long been a subject of fascination for reality TV audiences. But within that family, things aren't always as idyllic as they seem on screen. Behind the cameras, tensions have risen, especially regarding personal choices and differing beliefs. This adds a layer of complexity to the joy of welcoming a new child into the world. The Duggar family legacy. The Duggar family, led by Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, gained national attention with the TLC series 19 Kids and Counting, which followed their lives as they raised an unusually large family. The show was immensely popular, and despite the controversies that surrounded it, the Duggar brand remained strong in the public eye. The family's adherence to strict Christian values, conservative beliefs about marriage, and devotion to homeschooling were central themes of the show. However, as the children grew up, many of them began to forge their own paths, making individual decisions that were sometimes at odds with the family's public image. John David Duggar, the second oldest son, followed a similar trajectory. Though he was always seen as the responsible one, taking on a leading role in family activities, John David eventually made the decision to marry Abbie Grace Burnett, a woman outside of the familiar Duggar mold. While she shared the Duggars' conservative values, she was a nurse by profession, a career path that was somewhat less traditional than the role of full-time homemaker many of the Duggar daughters embraced. Despite the potential for conflict, John David and Abbie's wedding was a picture-perfect affair, and the couple seemed destined for a life of marital bliss. Their decision to start a family, however, would add new dimensions to their public narrative. A new chapter, the arrival of their daughter. In the midst of the family's controversies and public feuds, John David and Abbie were expecting their first child. The pregnancy, while joyous for the couple, was not without its challenges. In interviews leading up to the birth, Abbie expressed her excitement but also revealed the anxieties that came with raising a child in the public eye. For her, motherhood meant not just the responsibility of caring for a child, but doing so under intense scrutiny. The birth of their daughter was, for a time, a moment of unity for the family. Many fans of Counting On followed along with the couple's journey, eager to see the first Duggar grandchild born to the next generation. On the day of her birth, John David and Abbie introduced their daughter to the world with great fanfare, sharing sweet moments on social media and giving glimpses into their lives as new parents. But behind the happiness, there were still fractures in the Duggar family dynamics that couldn't be ignored. The family feud, tensions and disagreements. While the Duggar family had previously been known for its picture-perfect portrayal on television, there have been multiple reports over the years that suggest significant rifts within the family. The most notable feud has been between certain members of the family and their more liberal-minded relatives. These conflicts often stem from differing values, but they are also exacerbated by the highly public nature of the family's lives and the pressure of living up to an idealized image. John David and Abbie, like many of the Duggar children, have tried to carve out their own niche outside of the public family expectations. Both have been somewhat more reserved in their media appearances, choosing to focus more on their relationship and growing family rather than constantly engaging in the controversies surrounding the Duggar name. However, their attempts at privacy have not always been successful. There have been ongoing tensions between John David and his older siblings, particularly around the family's business dealings and personal beliefs. In the public eye, the Duggar family has had to deal with backlash over various incidents involving Josh Duggar, the eldest son. Josh's legal issues, including his admission of past inappropriate behavior, have cast a shadow over the entire family. The fallout from these events has led to a deep divide, with some members, including John David, distancing themselves from the scandal. For Abbie, entering into the Duggar family meant navigating these complex family dynamics. As a nurse and someone with a professional career, she often found herself at odds with some of the Duggar family's more traditional beliefs about gender roles and careers. This dynamic only added to the strain in her relationship with some family members, though she and John David have maintained a united front. Their decision to start a family, in some ways, seemed like a way to further assert their independence from the family drama, focusing instead on their new roles as parents. But as often happens in high-profile families, the birth of a child brings more attention, and with that attention comes increased scrutiny. The public's reaction, support, and criticism. The Duggar family, due to their years on television, has an incredibly loyal fan base, but they also have many detractors. John David and Abbie's fans celebrated the couple's decision to expand their family, praising them for their down-to-earth attitude and emphasis on faith. However, the birth of their daughter also garnered criticism, as some questioned the family's ability to remain cohesive amid the ongoing controversies. Some critics have expressed concern over the Duggar family's focus on large families and their insistence on a very particular way of life. With each new Duggar birth, there are often calls for a deeper examination of the family's values and how they shape their children's futures. For John David and Abbie, this scrutiny has been both a source of pride and frustration, as they try to balance their desire for privacy with the public's need for transparency. The birth of their daughter has also raised questions about the next generation of Duggars. As the youngest Duggar children continue to grow up and start their own families, it is clear that the family's future will be shaped not just by the public's perception of them, but also by how they navigate their own internal struggles. John David and Abbie's daughter represents a new beginning for the Duggar family, a future that is full of possibility but also fraught with challenges. In many ways, she is a symbol of hope for healing within the family, and hope for a more private, peaceful life away from the media spotlight. Moving forward, the future of the Duggar family. As the Duggars continue to evolve in front of the camera and behind the scenes, it is clear that their story is far from over. For John David and Abbie, this new chapter in their lives will undoubtedly be filled with both joy and difficulty. Balancing their personal values with the expectations placed upon them by the public and their family is no small task. Despite the family rifts and controversies, there is a sense that the Duggars are committed to moving forward, albeit on their own terms. The birth of John David and Abbie's daughter represents both a continuation of the Duggar family legacy and a shift toward a more modern understanding of family, individuality, and public life. As they navigate parenthood amid the ongoing family feud, John David and Abbie will undoubtedly face many more challenges. But they have also shown that they are not afraid to stand up for what they believe in and to make decisions that are in the best interest of their growing family. In doing so, they may find a way to bridge the gaps within the Duggar family, proving that even amid the most complicated circumstances, love and family can prevail. In the end, the story of John David and Abbie Duggar is a reminder that no family, no matter how large or public, is free from conflict and adversity. But through it all, their commitment to each other and their faith may offer a pathway to healing, one step at a time. As they continue to count the blessings in their lives, they will no doubt face more hurdles, but with each new chapter, they will continue to shape their own destiny.